My sister was only 37 years old when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She had the whole gamut of treatments, from a double mastectomy, chemotherapy, radiation. We thought we'd made it through. But a few years later, we found out that she had metastatic breast cancer. She lived for many years. As the cancer progressed, she really wanted to live. She had young kids. I had little kids. She wanted to be around for everyone, but it wasn't to be. Professionally, Marika was a scientist. Early in her career, she worked in genomics. And for the last almost 2 decades of her life, she worked in dermatology. As a scientist, Marika deeply understood the importance of research. And from the very beginning of her diagnosis, she donated tumor samples. Some of her early cancer tissue was actually used in the breast cancer research lab of Dr. Alana Welm at Huntsman Cancer Institute. She was really proud of this because she knew that it helped make a difference, that participating in research could help develop new drugs, new drug combinations. She was always willing to assist in helping find out more. One of Marika's final wishes was to contribute whatever she could to breast cancer research. At the very end, she donated tissue through Huntsman Cancer Institute's Legacy to Life program. It's so painful to lose someone you love, and yet something like the Legacy to Life program does help them live on in some way. I know that this terrible thing that happened to my beloved sister is helping brilliant minds like Alana Welm. It's helping them make sure that other sisters, other mothers can maybe avoid the same fate.
My name is Alana Welm. I'm a professor in oncological sciences at University of Utah and also Senior Director of Basic Science at Huntsman Cancer Institute. Our laboratory at Huntsman Cancer Institute is focused on breast cancer and specifically on metastatic breast cancer. And this is breast cancer that has spread to other organs, and this is the cause of death for the vast majority of breast cancer deaths. So we're trying to understand not only why some breast cancers do metastasize to other organs, but also why they become so resistant to all of our treatments, and of course what we can do to make that outcome much better. One of the ways that we study this problem is by actually growing human tumors. In the lab, we can grow them in three-dimensional cultures that sort of mimic the tissue microenvironment that the tumor would normally grow in, and then we can use those cultures to try to find new drugs, try to understand new biology of the tumor, etc. We also, in order to study this complicated process of metastasis or the spreading of cancer to other organs, we also grow the human tumors in immunocompromised mice, which can grow tissues from another species, like humans. And then this allows us to study that very important process of how it gets from the breast tissue into the liver or the bones or the brain or the lungs. And so that's another very important model system that we use to try to study this problem. So the Legacy to Life program is a unique tissue donation program here at Huntsman Cancer Institute, where we can collect tissues at the time of death from cancer. So in our case, as I mentioned, we're trying to understand how this metastatic tumors that spread throughout the body cause death in patients, why they're so treatment resistant, and yet we cannot get a hold of these samples from living individuals because they're not usually taken out of these metastatic sites like the brain or the liver or the lungs. So sometimes a patient and their family want to donate tissues to further research and help future patients, and so they can enroll in the Legacy to Life program and donate tissues shortly after death in the form of a regular autopsy in order to advance research. The impact of the Legacy to Life program has actually been in two areas. First, there was the expected area, which is that we were able to obtain these very precious tissues to study for research. The second impact, though, that was slightly unexpected to me in the beginning is the impact that it has on the patients and their families who participate in the program. They're really many times very, very eager and happy that they're giving this precious gift to research so that they can help future patients. And this is something that really brings their unfortunate situation and their death some meaning. And so that's something that I have learned through this program, but is really, really special to me. And I just want to say such a big thank you to the Cancer Research Collaboration, because this is what makes this program possible right now. This is what gets to the really critical parts of the program, like having a social worker who can help work with the patients as they're developing their end-of-life plans, work with the families who are going through this really hard time, and offer them this option if they're interested in donating tissues for research. So I just want to give such a big thanks to the Cancer Research Collaboration for making this possible.